Terrorists. No more. No more. No more. No more. Why? No more. No more. No more. No more misguided policy. No more misguided policy. And sanctions on Ethiopia and Eritrea. And Eritrea. Disarm. Disarm. TPLF. Disarm. TPLF. No more. Proxy war. No more. Proxy war. Hands off Ethiopia. Hands off Ethiopia. Hands off Ethiopia. And Eritrea. And Eritrea. Stand with the truth. With the truth. Democrat. Denounce. Denounce. TPLF's aggression. Aggression. We stand with the people of the horde. We stand with the people of the horde. One people, one heart. One people, one heart. No justice. No justice. No peace. No peace. Together united. Together united. We will never be defeated. Defeated. No more war. No more war. On Africa. On Africa. One people. One heart. One people. One heart. What do we want? Just what do we want? What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? When do we want it? When? 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 No more! No more! No more! Sanctions on Ethiopia and Eritrea and Eritrea. No more! No more! No more! No more! No more! No more! Misguided policy on East Africa, Horn of Africa. CNN, fake news. CNN.
But guess what? Ethiopia. Never. So you symbolize what? Freedom. You symbolize freedom. Freedom not only for the continent of Africa, but freedom against colonialism. And colonialism took place in Asia. Colonialism took place in all over the world. But in Africa there was one nation, right, that stood. People say sometimes there is, if you go on the internet and you look at how many countries in Africa never get colonized, you see 2 of them. I get mad. Because Liberia, it was reported as one of the nations never get colonized. But yet, Ethiopia fought, right? Because the European made one mistake. That mistake was 300 years ago, or it's 1884, right? They got together, they said we have a big cake. This cake is called Africa, right? And they had a piece, different pieces to be split among themselves, right? And that pieces, there are plenty of them. Some of them were called Congo pieces. I'm from Congo, by the way. So, some of them were called Congo piece. Some of them were called Togo piece. Some of them were called a Mali piece, right? So the French says, we'll take Mali, we'll take Congo, right? And they gave a piece to England. They gave some pieces to Portugal. And they gave some pieces to other African countries. And you know what? There was a nation called Italy. And get what? They got what? They got a piece called Ethiopia, right? And then they dared to come to Ethiopia. And they dared to come to Ethiopia. And the Ethiopian stood and says, not in this country. We are a millennium country. A country with history. A country that stood longer than you guys ever stood. We will not let you. And guess what? We said what? Ethiopia prevailed against colonialism. So what we say to you is this. Ethiopia will prevail. Ethiopia will prevail. Ethiopia will prevail. Ethiopia will prevail against neo-colonialism. Ethiopia will prevail against the forces of abuse. Ethiopia will prevail because you always prevail. Because you did it in 1880 when the Battle of Adwa took place, right? When I'm repeating this, I want you to remember all the people who died. 5,000 people who died. 8,000 people, Ethiopians, who were hurt, wounded. So remember them as you're facing the issue today. And when it happened, everybody came together. The Amara, the Oromo, the Tigray, everybody came together as one nation, one people to stand for unity, for unity. Let me tell you one thing. In my country, Congo, the Kingdom of Congo, the king was killed at the battle. We fought against the Portuguese. Guess what? Some of the tribe collided with the Portuguese. And so therefore, they showed them the way around. And the king was circled and he died. Right? So I'm simply saying to you, it's only one thing that can maintain us. It's called unity. Unity. Ethiopia was able to defeat Italians because it was united among its people. The Amara, the Oromo, the Tigray, the Wayang, I mean all of those guys, right? What do they call them? All the tribals that you have, right? The Afar, the Walaita, all of you got together. You fought one nation, one people. That's the only way we can do it. That's the only way. Remember guys, remember this. As we're facing these issues, it's only unity. It's only unity that can face it. Because all of us are facing one ideology. That ideology is called the white supremacy ideology. Right? What we see today in America, the killings of people, right? Black people, is the same ideology that came to colonize for their own natural resources. So unless we come together, we're going to continue to suffer just like the other African nations have continued to suffer. So we don't want that for Ethiopia, because you represent unity, you represent freedom, you represent a nation that defied the Europeans. You know, when Ethiopia beat the Italians, all the nations in the world, right, in all the people that were discriminated against, they saw the symbol, they came to Ethiopia and says what? We want this country to be our model, right? That's what they say. And you cannot, you descendant of people who faced the Italians, who defeated them, you cannot today allow what is taking place in Ethiopia to take place. You have to come together, work for something greater than your self-interest. Your self-interest, look, we have things that are happening in Africa. Africa is in the process right now as we're talking, right? There is a new colonization that is taking place right now in Africa. There's a new scramble for Africa. Why? Scramble for our natural resources, right? If you look at the natural resources, 90% of cobalt, what we use for our cell phones, what we use for our cars, comes from Africa. 90% of platinum comes from Africa. 75% of cotton comes from Africa. Africa is projected to be the youngest generations to come. It's the biggest market. And among all the markets in Africa, Ethiopia is the second most populated country in Africa. So therefore, those young people today, they need us. They need us to set something for them that is going to be for greater. So we have to fight for something that is greater than our self-interest. So I'm saying to you, Ethiopia must unite. 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 I'm not finished yet. I'm not finished yet. I'm not finished yet. Guess what? Yes. I'm coming there, brother. I am coming there. Okay, sure. So, usually when we come over here, right, we talk about democracy. We say, what we want, democracy, when do we want it now? But you know what? For what we want to sing for Ethiopia, what we want is unity. What we want it now, right? What do we want? Unity. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Unity. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Unity. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Unity. When do we want it? Now. And we say, no more. No more. No more. No more. No more. Africans will not going to be taken advantage of. No more. No more. No more. No more. No more. No more. Oh, I'm about to finish. But I cannot leave without mentioning this part. I'm going to make some people uncomfortable. But you know, sometimes you got to be uncomfortable in order to be well. Right? And I want you guys, the leaders of Ethiopia, I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to the common people. The common people are ready to get together. Because I see my friends who are Oromo and Amara, they all get along. Some of them are half Amara, some of them are half Tigray. But you have one thing that you created in Ethiopia that is the worst of all kind. That thing you've created in Ethiopia is the similar as colonization. That thing that you created in Ethiopia is similar as colonization. And you know what is it called? Ethnic federalism. Ethnic federalism. Put an end to 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 ethnic federalism. Ethnic federalism is a killer. Ethnic federalism is colonization. Put an end to ethnic colonialism. Put an end to ethnic colonialism. Put an end to ethnic federalism. Ethnic federalism is synonym to colonization. When you create state based on tribal, you are doing the same thing as Europeans did when they came to us and colonized us. It's unacceptable. Put an end to ethnic colonialism and let Ethiopians unite as one people as you were before and continue to be the nation of freedom, the nation of democracy. Let it be for Ethiopia and continue to be the model. On that note, my brothers and sisters, I will stand with you because you stood for us in Africa when other African countries were struggling. Right? Thank you very much, my brothers. I finished. Right? I forgot something. I may come back again to speak to you. But keep the unity of Ethiopian people. No more. No more. No more. I'm done.